Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Arsenal 1, Leeds United 0. A dramatic afternoon at Ellen Road. Man United flop and drop points to Newcastle. And Chelsea, courtesy of a wonderful afternoon from Mason Mount and world-class saves from Kepa, get the 3 points, get another clean sheet. But of course, Arsenal stay top. We are live now. I'm giving you a quick match review. We're going to have a full panel on after the Man City-Liverpool game. I know that's where most people are going to be right now. Things got messed up. So I know Brandon's backstage. We're not taking calls on the show because everyone wants to watch a City game. We're going to do that later tonight. I need to watch a City game. I've got to work on it. All I'm going to say is, referees, you delaying this game. It really pissed me off because you I'm really annoyed with them today because they've ruined my shows. They've ruined the flow of my business today, and we can't talk to you with as much detail as we want. We can't do it because the other game is on. It's a big game, so we'll be live properly after that. But Arsenal will feel lucky today. They're going to walk away and go, oh, my God, Bamford missed a penalty. We were absolutely ravaged in the second half. There's no doubt. How did we get through this? That's what champions do. That's what winners do. You find a way to get through. Difference between Arsenal and Man United today, Man United couldn't seal the deal. Saka scoring for his third game on the bounce. Told everyone the other day he's becoming a world-class player with those outputs. There is absolutely no doubt about it whatsoever. And there's so much to unpack in the Arsenal game. It's unbelievable. In terms of Chelsea, Moose Wizard here says it plainly enough. Another clean sheet. Beautiful from Mount. Kepa man of the match. First half defense was horrid, though. 5 on the bounce and 4 clean sheets in a row. Happy is what Moose Wizard says. And Chelsea fans should be exceedingly happy with today. Exceedingly happy with how they performed and what they did. Because, listen, this was a little bit like the Leeds Arsenal game. Aston Villa had great opportunities. Your goalie pulled off some tremendous saves. But you got through it. And that's what proper teams do. You'll see City go through that. They've gone through it twice this season. Newcastle, the Palace game, you could even say the Aston Villa game themselves, you kind of look back and go, how'd they get away with that? But they did. The top teams do it. And City, we know City are a top team. Chelsea are a top team. And so are Arsenal. A lot of people laughing with VAR. Listen, that red card at the end, let me just say, it was a foul by Bamford first. So it was right to turn the penalty around the other way. I still think Gabriel should have been sent off. That was... Anyone who knows football knows that's a kick out. And if that happens to your team, you ask for a red card. I don't think that changes the end of the game, though. It wasn't a penalty. That was the right decision because Bamford committed the first foul, but it should have still been a red card. The referee kind of lost control of the game towards the end. There's no doubt about it whatsoever, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. I would say that about Gabriel as well. He has been the only bozo in the Arsenal team this year, and he is nearly always at the center of every single problem that Arsenal have. And I do think the manager has got to look at that in some way. But at the end of the day, Arsenal stay top. They move on to their next game. I swear these lucky bastards is what Dan says as a Spurs fan. Let me just say this now about luck. This is why I rejected the notion from every Arsenal fan last year that there was a conspiracy against them. You go through these periods where you win some and lose some. There will be a game in the near future. Well, there was one already this season. There was one in the near future when in the recent past where referees are against us, they cheat us when Martinelli's goal was disallowed against Man United. You win some, you lose some. This notion that there's a conspiracy is wrong. And every Arsenal fan that ever said that should really put their hands up and apologize. You win some and you lose some. That is the way football has always been and always will be. There isn't corruption. It's as simple as that. Let's have a look at some of your comments here. It wasn't a red card. He was falling and didn't kick out. Where did I expect the leg to go? For me, it was a red card. I look in real time. I saw it. And listen, if you've played football, if you're a grown man, you play with your kids on the floor, you know what a kick out is. And you know what leaving a leg trailing is. It was a red card, but look, he got away with it. And I think once he reversed the decision, the referee I think he bottled that little bit. Because I almost feel like he didn't know what to do. Like, no penalty, but still a red. I think he just went, right, yellow card only. Because what's a yellow card for then? Because if your leg is there naturally and there's no yellow card, then is it? You only give a yellow card if you think he's kicked out. So that's what's confusing about it. If his leg card's there, if your leg's just there naturally, it's not even a foul, so it can't be a booking. I think the referee bottled it, in my opinion, but there we go. Let's take a look here. Three things: RIP Strip Bear, Kepa man of the match, and the UK refs are absolute trash. Just to be consistent with the letter of the law, not a hater. There's one every game. Well, there is one every game. There's no doubt about it. Man United. I mean, I'm not going to defend Man United too much today because Fred missed an open goal, and Rashford missed an absolute sitter at the end, and they deserve criticism for that. There's no doubt, and United need to own it. But Man United should have had a penalty today. This is why I remain my consistency always. Gabriel Jesus's was a penalty. Small contact, but a penalty. Harry Kane's last night, small contact, but it's a penalty. You then get one at the other end for Manchester United today. And of course, rivals aren't going to talk about this, but this is the problem where we laugh at each other's bad mistakes and then want referees to get better. But if that's not a clear foul on Jadon Sancho, I don't know what is. They could look at it on replays. They've got the still. You saw how slowly they slowed down the Bamford situation. Why didn't they check this and slow it down like that? That's a foul. That's a penalty. United probably didn't deserve to win the game, but who knows? You get the penalty then. I think it was about 55, 60 minutes on the clock. It changes the game, and United go on. Newcastle have to come out more. There's a bit more room in behind. So, yeah, look, there's been terrible refereeing decisions aplenty this weekend. There's no doubt. What's that? Fair enough. Arsenal were lucky, but Leeds got a penalty that was offside in the build-up. Yeah, I mean, I was actually, it was hard for me because I was watching 3 games and I just kind of put all my attention on the Arsenal game when the penalty was conceded. Clearly a handball from Saliba. Accidental, I felt, but a handball. And if it was deliberate, then we got a red card. But definitely a penalty. The phases of play, I would need to see that one again before I give an opinion on that. But I will. I'll take your word for that, my friend. Anthony, listen, I tweeted about it. Anthony's got to start using his foot. His right foot. His mother right foot. He's got to start using it. He has to. There was 2 or 3 times today where he actually beat the man. I'm like, beat the man. He beat him. It's like, square it with your right foot, and he tried to do it with his outside of his left. I'm like, come on, bro. I'm annoyed with Man United today. They really frustrated the living daylights out of me. Come outside, Mason Mount haters. Come outside. Yeah, Mason Mount. I mean, his first goal was fortuitous from the wings. That did kind of cheer me up today. But the free kick was sent. A lot of people said the goalie was the movement on that ball was out of this world. We should have won today, Terry. Golden opportunity that Rashford and Fred have to score. VAR is a joke. Sancho clearly gets fouled, and Anthony criticism is ridiculous when he has one of the best performances. Listen, I'm not overly criticizing Anthony. I think he did some good things today, but he needs to learn to use that right foot because he's got to go on the outside more. The reason that he's frustrating is he always comes on the inside. And when he's on the outside, he tries to use the left foot. He's got to use his right. He has to use his right there. He can't be that bad. He's got to grow that confidence, in my opinion. Igal's here with me now to have his say. What you saying, mate?
Arteta broke the Drake curse. Honestly, we got lucky. Terry, we rode our luck a lot today. I honestly believe that game could have gone either way. Leeds really could have gotten on to us. I was worried. Last 6 minutes, every Arsenal fan was biting their nails. And you know what? Right decision to reverse the Gabriel situation, in my opinion. I think because he got fouled. If he doesn't get fouled, he doesn't kick out his leg. He doesn't get put on the ground. So I think they're looking at it in phases. And also, the penalty that was missed was justice because he was offside in the first place in the build-up to that penalty. And you know what? There's going to be games like this. We got the 3 points. Bukayo Saka scored, making that 9 out of his first 13 games. Bukayo Saka adding goals and assists to his game. Love to see it. Gabriel Jesus, I felt like at times he didn't seem like himself. Maybe Eddie Nketiah should play the next game versus PSV. And you keep talking about Gabriel, but at the same time, when we keep talking about Gabriel and him making his mistakes, we don't have any competition for him. So I think it's a level of the fact that we don't really have much competition for him. You could play other players in that position, but we don't have a naturally left-footed center back. I know you could say play Tomiyasu there. Maybe Arteta needs to experiment because at this moment in time, Gabriel has a little bit of complacency in him, and it's because he has no competition for his place. And maybe that's why he's having these performances. But to people who are saying, oh, he's not good on the ball, he's not that good of a center back, that's ridiculous. This was a guy who's one of our better center halves for the last 2 years. So let's not go and make grand, bold statements out of nowhere just because of a couple of bad games. And overall, Terry, I'm just happy we keep the good time rolling. Arsenal stay top of the league again another week. And you know what? We'll see where we go from here.
And listen, you'll have games like this. You won't remember the Invincible season, I don't believe. You're too young. You're too young to really remember it, in my opinion. What was that? Nearly 20 years ago. You would have been about 5 or 6.
5, bro, Terry. 2004. I was like 12.
Okay, so even at 12 years old, I don't think you're going to remember it like an adult does. I was an adult when that happened. And what I mean by that is, like, you had a number of games like this that season. And this is not a dig at Arsenal, it's the truth, where you were like, how did you get the win or how did you not lose? This is normal. And I pointed out at the beginning of the show, City have also had games like that this season where they maybe shouldn't have won, where the team they've drawn with or beat, you think, how did that happen? They were 3-1 down, or they should have been 3-0 down. How'd they come back? And that's the way that's the way the cookie crumbles. And you'll also probably have a game this season where you'll look at it and go, how do we not win? When you were really, like, a lot of Arsenal fans couldn't believe you didn't get something from Man United when you were much better than you were today. So it's the way it works sometimes, mate. And I just sort of look at it along the lines of, it's the way the cookie crumbles. And I was annoyed at Gabriel at the end, not because I care whether Arsenal win or not, but you just think, imagine getting through all that and then you lose your call. And where I do think you got lucky wasn't with the missed penalty. That's bad placement from Bamford. I think where you got lucky was him not getting a red, because it wasn't a pen, but I do think it's a red. You don't now miss him for those 3 games. And that's the thing. Like, that's the saving grace in this game. You've got him for those 3 games, which you're going to need.
100%. And guys, I'm just gonna say this for another week. Talk to us nicely, because you have nothing to say. Honestly, there's nothing no one can say. Even though we had a poor performance, there's these kind of games happen. Terry, you're right, 100%. And you know what? RIP Stripper, guys. I am not 40 years old. I'm 31. So and yeah, you have yourself a wonderful day.
Cheers, mate. We'll catch up with you soon. Take care, my guy. A few people are saying that, Terry, you say different when Spurs are winning games. You clearly didn't watch my video. This is one issue I have with some terrace people. You need to watch all my videos, because if you watch what I said last night about Tottenham, you wouldn't be making this comment. If Arsenal performed like today every game this season, or 80% of their games, I'd be saying it isn't sustainable. This was an anomaly for Arsenal. The way Spurs performed last night was an anomaly so far this season. But if they keep doing it, my mindset about them changes. It's about how many opportunities you allow if Arsenal allow their opponents to have this many opportunities per game, every game, they're not winning or challenging for a league title. They're just not. And that's what's key to point out the differences between the two. But listen, people, look, there's not much more we can say now. I really got to go and watch the rest of this City-Liverpool game. Tune in live after that match. We'll be back. We are going to talk about the other games as well. So if you're a Chelsea fan listening right now, Arsenal, Man United, Spurs, whoever, come back at full time, and we'll be going live until and delving into everything today. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. See you soon.